Today we are going to discuss about India-Russia relation. India-Russia relation also holds significance in recent times because Indian Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi is in his bilateral visit to Russia soon after him being elected as Indian Prime Minister in third consecutive year. So let us start by looking at the historical background of India and Russia. When we look at the historical background, we get to know that Russia has long been a key ally and trusted partner for India, playing an integral role in Indian foreign policy. Since India's independence in 1947, Russia has significantly contributed to India's pursuit of economic independence, investing in key sectors like heavy machinery, mining, energy, and steel. The bond between India and Russia was further strengthened with the signing of Treaty of Peace and Friendship in 1971, symbolizing their joint commitment to regional and global peace and security. So Russia has been a key ally and a trusted partner. It has played an integral role in India's foreign policy. It has contributed to India's pursuit of economic independence by investing in key sectors like heavy industries, mining, steel, energy, and its bond with India has further strengthened with the signing of Treaty of Peace and Friendship in 1971, which symbolizes a global and regional commitment towards peace and security. Following the dissolution of Soviet Union, as you know that Russia was Soviet Union before 1991, and after 1991 Soviet Union dissolved to be Russia and some of the East European countries. It continued, that means Russia continued to strengthen their ties, culminating in the signing of a new Treaty of Friendship and Cooperation in 1993 and Military and Technical Cooperation Agreement in 1994 with India. The relationship took a significant leap with declaration on India-Russia strategic partnership in 2000 during President Putin's visit, marking a new era of cooperation among various sectors including politics, security, defense, trade, economy, science and tech, and culture. So after the dissolution of Soviet Union, Russia again signed a new treaty with India, a treaty of friendship and cooperation and a military technical cooperation in 1993 and 1994. In the past, a treaty of peace and friendship was signed in 1971 with Soviet Union, but after dissolution, Treaty of Friendship and Cooperation and Military Technical Cooperation Agreement was freshly signed with India. The partnership was further elevated to a special and privileged strategic partnership during Russian President visit to India in 2010. Special and privileged strategic partnership was signed between India and Russia, and the relationship further elevated to a strategic partnership in 2010. This agreement on the program of military technical cooperation set for the decade 2021 and to 2031 to 2031 was finalized during the first India-Russia 2+2 dialogue that was held in 2021. In 2022, the two countries celebrated the 75th anniversary of their diplomatic relation, highlighting the enduring strength and significance of their ties. So in 2021, a military technical cooperation agreement was set for a decade of 2021 to 2031 and was finalized between first India-Russia 2+2 dialogue that was held in 2021 in New Delhi. In 2022, two countries celebrated its 75th anniversary of their diplomatic relations, highlighting the enduring strength and significance of their ties. Now, in the recent time, this relation between India and Russia holds significance because Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has arrived in Russia for his first one-to-one summit with Vladimir Putin. It is a hugely symbolic choice of destination for Modi's first bilateral visit since being sworn in for his third term as Prime Minister, and one that the Kremlin has gloated about as making the West jealous. So it is very hugely symbolic, and it holds a very significant impact on the relations of India and Russia, also with India and West, because Modi chose Russia as his first bilateral visit since being sworn in for the third term as Prime Minister. Modi is also breaking away from a tradition that normally sees Indian Prime Ministers start their term with a first visit to neighboring South Asian countries like Sri Lanka, Maldives, and Bhutan. And it reflects India's growing confidence in its ability to play both sides in East and West divide, and has grown dramatically since Russia began waging war on Ukraine. So it's a tradition that after being chosen as Prime Minister, the first visit usually goes to neighboring South Asian countries like that of Sri Lanka, Maldives, Bhutan, Bangladesh, etc. But this time Modi chose to visit bilaterally to Russia. It is not India's neighboring South Asian countries. Even though it is not, Modi chose to visit Russia in its first bilateral visit, and it reflects that India is growing in its confidence, its ability to play both sides in East and West divide. What are the key issues that India and Russia relationship has seen in this recent years or even in the past? So the first and the foremost and the most significant issue that India and Russia relationship has seen in past as well as it is seeing in present is Russia's closer ties with China. Russia has a closer tie with China. For Russia, with its long border with China and adversarial relation with the West, avoiding a two-front confrontation is a key imperative. As Russia and China enhance their military cooperation, engage in joint economic initiatives, and align on various diplomatic fronts, it introduces a geopolitical dynamic that may impact India's traditional strategic consideration. So Russia is closer with China also because it has a long border with China, and it has adversarial relation with West, so it cannot avoid China overall. And Russia and China's enhancing military cooperation, joint economic initiatives in diplomatic fronts may cause a significant issue for India-Russia relation. The second is diplomatic dilemma for India, security engagement with US. India has now signed all 4 foundational agreements with the USA, and India has bought USD 20 billion worth of arms over the past 2 decades. India's great power calculations create a dilemma to choose between comprehensive global strategic partnership with the US on one hand and special privileged partnership with Russia on the other hand. So there is a diplomatic dilemma for India to choose between US and Russia. The next key issue between India and Russian relationship is Ukrainian crisis. The invasion of Ukraine by Russia has resulted in a global imposition of sanctions, as Russia's action are widely perceived as a violation of the territorial integrity of a sovereign nation and as a breach of international law. However, India faced a significant criticism in the West for refraining from condemning the Russia invasion of Ukraine and for its continued expansion of energy and economic cooperation with Moscow. And the last is declining economic engagement, declining defense imports. There has been a gradual decline in the orders of India from Russia because of its desire to diversify its defense imports and therefore a heightened competition for Russia with other suppliers. Poor post-sale services, dissatisfaction in India with post-sale services and maintenance being offered by Russia. So these are some of the significant key issues that India and Russia relationship is facing in the present time. The first is Russia's closer ties with China. Second is diplomatic dilemma for India to choose between US and Russia. Third is Ukrainian crisis and India facing significant criticism from the West from refraining from condemning the Russian invasion of Ukraine. And the fourth is declining economic engagement.